On this week's episode of Afternoon Express, we're celebrating the special men in our lives for Father's Day and moving our bodies for International Yoga Day.
Balesa steps in the ring with professional boxer and Tropica Island of Treasure finalist Tristan Naidu as we learn how his late father has inspired him to achieve.
We catch up with proud dad and musician Bobby Farsfelt as he prepares for his newest role in the musical Semi-Suit. Innovators Michelle Albertine and Bex Pretorius flip the script, combining the exhilaration of rock climbing and the serenity of yoga for a one-of-a-kind experience.
Social media sensation Lisa Madiba Missouri, affectionately known as Lisa with the good hair, shares her tips and tricks for healthy and stress-free living.
And this week we are in a beautiful location owned by Jeremy Crawford and designed by renowned architect Willem Olaf Meyer.
A very good evening, beautiful people, and welcome to the show. This Saturday is International Yoga Day, so today we are diving into all things yoga and fitness while honoring some special fathers for this past Father's Day.
Oh, absolutely, and it's going to be a great one. When it comes to getting in shape, there's nothing quite like boxing. But for some, boxing is not just a sport, but a way of life. And Tristan the Prince Naidu is one of those people.
Balesa met up with the Prince at his gym to find out more about his story.
We are here at the Apex Boxing and Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu Gymnasium in Sandton to catch up with one of S3's hottest media personalities and boxing champion Tristan Naidu, fresh off of his win at Fight Island 2 in Cape Town. Tristan, I feel like I know you personally from seeing you on our TV screens on Tropica Island of Treasure to your social media platforms. You are a competitor, you're an athlete, so much so that you walked away as the winner of Fight Island 2. What did the win mean to you?
Winning at Fight Island for me was such an amazing experience. It was one, building a new audience base completely, right? Fighting in a different city for my first time. And overall, the victory itself kind of solidified where I'm trying to go in my career as an entertainer and a professional athlete.
Whether it's Cape Town, Joburg or Durban, what's the level of competition? Is there a difference?
I'd like to say there is definitely, because Joburg is very much focused on the sport. There's a lot of professional fighters here. There's a lot of tournaments happening here as of recent. That's caused a lot of competition with a lot of fighters in one space, which also means a lot of leveling up. So the competition is definitely higher, but it also means you can get better work and better experience with people here in Joburg.
You've got me in a gym, you've got me in my gym gear. So what will you have me going through today?
So today we'll go through some basic stuff like, okay, we'll start with a warm-up, which is some stretching, some skipping and some shadow boxing. Then I'll teach you some techniques when it comes to throwing jabs, maybe some hooks, maybe some uppercuts if we get there.
Okay, well, let's get the combos going.
As a tribute to the memory and legacy of his dad, Terence, Tristan pushes himself to succeed whatever the obstacles that confront him. His physical strength and fitness is key to maintaining his courageous spirit.
Whether it's Tropica Island of Treasure or Fight Island 2, determination, hard work and grit is extremely important in anything that you do.
For me, everything I think starts with discipline. I'm very religious and stuff. I always go to church, so I believe, having faith in certain things, you believe for certain things, you have to put in the work in it. So you can't really ask God for certain things, but you're not working towards it. So that all comes from hard work and, discipline.
Whether it's the SABC3 family or the Naidoo family, I know family is extremely important to you.
For me, family, refers to your support structure, who you care about, who you look after and, want to help. Mainly with my younger sister, it's, I want to give her a lot of opportunities that I didn't have and the choice to do a lot of things that she might want to do. And my mom, just to look after and give her like a better life and that sort of thing. So those are the driving factors for me in terms of how I want to look after them, yeah. There we go.
Okay, we got it.
Nice. Enjoy that.
Let me catch my breath.
Suspect studied marketing but became a professional boxer.
You even feature your sister on your social media platforms. Would you say your sister's your good luck charm?
If you ask her, she'd probably tell you that. But yeah, no, it's very relatable like that because it's natural, you know, for a lot of people, so they engage with that kind of stuff. These days, sports is not only about your ability in it, but your ability to sell yourself and entertain others. So I try and become creative with my content and personality online, yeah.
Being the man that you are today, I'm sure you just reflect on so many of those values and lessons that Ubaba was able to teach you. What's that highlight, or what's that one lesson that stands out?
So one, he said, never walk away from God, right? You'll never lose your direction in life. And two, to never give up. You know, as a man, life will knock you down many a time and things won't go according to plan, or you'll make mistakes. But as a man, you pick yourself up, you try again, and you give everything. And every day, you know, try to be better than the last.
Let's fast forward 5 years from now. Where do you see yourself?
In 5 years, I think I'd like to definitely have won the SA title already. I'd like to be on a world stage, boxing-wise, probably going into entrepreneurial space, like business and that sort of things. I'd like to be married also, I think, in 5 years, yeah. So that's where I'd see myself, yeah.
Thank you so much for spending the morning with me, Tristan.
No, of course.
I'm out of breath, but I do feel fitter, and I only have you to thank.
No, cool. Thank you so much for coming through.
You know what, Ayanda? One thing I've learned is that it's not just about the punches, it's about the discipline and mental strength.
I love the formation as you showed us the punches there, Guhle. Boxers in the making. Up next, we explore this week's beautiful House Mayor location owned by Jeremy Crawford.
House Meyer was designed by renowned architect Willem Olaf Meyer. He completed this residence in 1984 using a distinctive face brick courtyard design that has proven the longevity of his vision.
Jeremy, thank you so much for inviting me into this very unique and beautiful home.
Thank you.
What drew you to this property?
I attended an engagement party here and I walked around the property and I said at the time that if this property ever came on the market, I would buy it. And lo and behold, that happened about 6-7 years after that.
What's the significance of this home, historically and architecturally?
The original house was demolished and all that was retained by the architect were the foundations of the house that used to be here. The style is Persian. I mean, most people think it's Moroccan. That's their first impression when they come in. But the house is built around a courtyard. So there's the water feature in the middle, there are the wind catchers, and there are the vaulted brick ceilings throughout, upstairs and downstairs, which is what took a lot of time, which is why the house took 2.5 years or so to build. If you look at the brickwork, you'll see that the gaps between each brick are almost perfect.
Jeremy is a proud dad and family man, so when he bought this house, his first priority was to make sure it could suit his family's needs, whilst still retaining its original natural charm.
What makes this house feel like a home?
It's super comfortable. You know, we all hang out in the kitchen and the dining room and the TV pit. In this room, you can listen to music, you can read. So, you know, it's a very functional space, although the house, when you first come into it, it feels quite overwhelming because there's lots of nooks and crannies. But, you know, the house makes perfect sense. It's a very live-inable house.
So where do we find ourselves?
This is the, I'd say, informal lounge. The other ones, it's the mirror images of one another, except that this one's got the sunken TV pit and the dining room over there and the bar. So obviously this one has more activity.
When putting together a home, it is extremely important to put those personal touches in. So what is your own personal design style?
I'd say mostly the artwork. I mean, 95% South African artists. And a lot of light fittings. I mean, I generally take them with me whenever I leave one house and get to the next one. And otherwise, I haven't, you know, messed with the house. Persian carpets, obviously, it's a Persian house. The furniture I bought with me, you know, which I've been collecting for years. So the art collection is, yeah, heading on for 30 years worth now. So there's a lot here.
What are your favorite spaces and why?
Probably this lounge, because the sunken lounge is behind me, the TV is there, so, you know, the kids will all hang out there, and the kitchen. So this is the main area we operate in. Obviously, summer in the courtyard, because the pool's there, and then, you know, you're straight into the pool.
This home seems extremely adaptable, whether you're entertaining and hosting or just living an everyday life.
I think in terms of entertaining, I like extendable dining room tables. So I've got a bit of a problem with that. I have 4 tables that can extend, hence the deck I built, which is an extension of the dining room. The dining room is a little bit small, so we've dealt with that by, you open the doors, all of the doors in the house open. There's 6 sets of doors, 4 glass panes on each, so you've got 24 individual doors effectively opening up, which then obviously creates like a beautiful scenario from the sitting inside looking into the courtyard and vice versa.
The courtyard design means that the exteriors are an integral and convenient extension of the interior living space.
Jeremy, finally being able to just reflect on the dwellings. What are some of those reflections that you've been able to enjoy being in the parks?
Great architect to begin with, because you can't improve on a great architect designed home. So the architect lived here himself. So it was super personal for him building this. Living in the parks, I mean, other than, you know, the unnameable one higher up on the ridge behind us, this is like the best part of Joburg. Old, established trees, and you can walk, which is generally what you can't do in South Africa.
Being able to have that accessibility to the different communities around you and the different spaces around you is definitely a highlight that I too think I would be able to enjoy. What are some of those standout features that are your absolute favorite?
Well, first of all, you don't need to leave.
Yeah.
I mean, I bought this place just before COVID. You know, you've got this fantastic courtyard, which you can flood in summer. You've got the pool next to it. The kitchen's right there, so you don't need to go anywhere, really. So it's a great, entertaining home.
It seems as if it's able to exist as its own oasis. And I think for myself, who also loves being disconnected sometimes to the city and the hustle and bustle of Johannesburg, it's something that I truly would celebrate as well. What advice would you give then to our viewers? Some viewers who want to be daring and adventurous and bold with their architectural or interior design choices.
Well, the fundamental thing with this house is that it's built around this courtyard. It's a Middle Eastern thing, it's a Southern Mediterranean thing, a Northern African thing, and it makes complete sense because everything looks into the courtyard. You can open every single door around you and you don't have to close it at night. So, you know, it's seamless, apart from having to go up and down the stairs.
So finally, Jeremy, do you think that there is an emotional connection between space and design legacy?
Well, there should be. I mean, otherwise you shouldn't be living in that space. I mean, I came here before I owned it, and I walked around and I said, if this house ever comes for sale, then I'm buying it. And that's in fact what happened. And they were struggling to sell it because it's not everybody's cup of tea. Most people want that sort of Georgian, Tuscan facade and something a bit more obvious. So this space was very easy to personalize in terms of light fittings, artworks, glass, just the general decor and furniture. So other than that, we didn't mess with the house. You know, the house is what it is. You don't need to do anything to the house architecturally.
Staying true to the integrity of the home and being able to elevate it with your own persona and your own flair for life and living. Thank you so much for spending the afternoon with me, and what a beautiful home it is.
Thanks so much.
Next up, we check in with father, singer and reality TV star Bobby van Jaarsveld as he prepares for his lead role in a musical. Life is always busy when you're a father, especially for Tropica Island of Treasure star and musician Bobby van Jaarsveld. Bobby is the father of 3 wonderful children, Sion, Leoben and Armani, and they mean absolutely everything to him.
Oh my goodness, they are so adorable, Ayanda. Now, Bobby is no stranger to fitness and is a current cover model for Men's Health magazine. Join us as we check in with Bobby to chat about fatherhood, fitness and his newest project as the lead lead actor in the upcoming musical Semi Suit.
He may not look old enough to be a legend, but when your career and success shoots up when you're a teenager, it makes all the sense. Today we are at AfriForum Theatre in Pretoria to meet up with the one and only Bobby Farsfelt as he prepares to portray the character of JP in a musical production called Semi Suit. Bobby, thank you so much for having me in this beautiful space. The setup looks stunning.
Thank you so much. That was baie werk geweest, so I hope it looks stunning. Thank you so much.
Bobby, for some of our viewers who are sitting at home and are not familiar with the production, can you please tell us about Semi Suit?
Semi Suit is happening right now. It's a musical. It was a massive, big Afrikaans film that did so well. Everyone loved it. So, yeah, the next choice was, are we going to make it into a musical? And yes, we decided yes. It's an absolute blast.
When I hear musical, I think all-rounder, which means you have to be able to dance as well. How are we feeling about your dancing skills?
Well, I get sick when I dance, so I can't imagine how other people must feel. I would rate my dancing to 3 out of 10,
okay,
which is very bad. But if I can do lang arm, soki, soki, saki, saki, I can do that. That's fine. But I kind of got it in a weird way.
Now you get to play the amazing character JP in here. Can you please tell us about what it felt like to be JP? What were some of your favorite parts about playing him?
The character JP is very ruthless. He'll do anything to just hijack your business. The character is a bit tricky because he goes through so many different emotions, but I love playing him. It kind of feels like, in a weird way, the kind of person I am, not the ruthless type of person, but the person he evolves to be.
An important part of Bobby's individual growth is being a proud dad to sons Lieben and Sion and daughter Armani.
How has this journey of fatherhood added to your life?
Yeah, so my daughter is 9 now. My boys are 12 and 13. The one is in high school already. I think it's part of my bigger calling. I think anyone who's a father or mother, that must be their primary calling in life, because they're raising someone that has to be one day just to be a lekker mens, just to be a nice person out there. So it's an honor that God trusts us to be the parents of those amazing kids.
The one thing that I'm sure of is that I've always wanted to be a mother. So to see someone in parenthood who's enjoying it as much as you are is so encouraging for me.
Yeah.
You come from a family of musicians. Your sister's a musician. Your kids are growing up. You mentioned that one is in high school already. Are you encouraging them to pursue careers in the entertainment space, or are we gearing in a different direction?
I know they can sing. I've heard them sing before. I won't say they have a passion for it yet, but me and my sister, we've been in this industry. This is my 20th year in this industry after my first album. Yeah, it's a very long time. But we've seen the good and the bad side of this industry, and I don't want my kids in this industry because it's ruthless. But luckily they are more into sports, and they're very good in sports. So hopefully one day they can go into sports.
I'm keeping fingers crossed for you. I'm going to keep eyes on that rugby, the cricket channels, to see if we see a Jaarsveld jersey one of these days.
Sport is a family passion, and keeping fit and in shape is part of his personal daily routine.
Bobby, I have to congratulate you. You are on this month's cover of Men's Health. Such a big deal. You look absolutely amazing. How did you prepare for shoot day?
Yeah, thank you so much. First of all, it is a massive honor to be on the cover of Men's Health. I think I've started buying Men's Health issues since I was 21 or something, so I'm a massive fan, so to be on the cover is a big thing for me as well. I didn't do a lot of prep work. Luckily, I was in okay shape at that time, so yeah, not a lot of work to be done, but it was a massive honor.
And what does being on the cover mean for you, especially at this point in your career?
I never dreamed of being on the cover, and to be on the cover just means that you're reaching new audience. I've always been fit and healthy, but I've never actually proclaimed it. But it's good to think that people out there now know. I just turned 38, I'm getting older, but I'm still looking after myself, I try to. And the fact that Men's Health is honoring and celebrating that's a very big privilege.
Now, last year we got to see a bit of your competitive side as you did Tropica Island of Treasure. Absolutely loved watching you, by the way. What's the first thing that comes to mind when you think back to that experience?
The island. Oh, we stayed, it was such a magical place to be. I went to Zanzibar. I've been there for 5 or 6 times, but this time was the best time ever. This resort was amazing. The people, the crew, everyone was just spectacular. It was I got to make a lot of new friends and family, so I'll go back any day.
What were some of your favorite challenges while you were there, and what were some of your least favorites and why?
My favorite challenges, there's a couple, but I think the swimming part, because I can swim, I'm quite fast, I'm good at swimming, so that was my favorite part. The toughest part for me definitely was the one where I fell out, literally, hanging on the pole. It was very tough, and for a big guy, not a heavyweight, but a guy with weight on, it's a tough one.
Having done Tropica Island of Treasure, do you think that it has impacted your life positively when it comes to your fitness regime?
Definitely, it definitely did. It put my mind into perspective because at 38 was 37 at that time, and yeah, you think you can do anything because you feel strong and fit like a bull and strong and everything, but when you get there and all the other people are also fit and they can also run and they definitely played mind games, I realized that I'm not very good in playing mind games, so next time I'll do that. But yeah, it definitely put me in a great place too, fitness-wise and mental-wise.
Everybody always wants to know what Bobby does to get as fit as he does. Can you show me 1 or 2 exercises we can do in this space?
So the first one I can show you is called the tricep dip.
Okay.
You can just use any platform, table, chair, whatever you like. And then I think our legs should be 90 degrees bent.
Okay.
And arms straight, and then you just dip it all in. You should feel stretching on your shoulders as well.
Okie dokes.
And your triceps.
I'm like, okay.
That's good, yeah.
As someone with barely any upper body strength, I'm feeling each.
Well, I'm feeling my triceps now.
Okay.
I think I also very much focus on core exercises.
Okay.
So
Let's make space.
Chair, yeah. Like, there's a lot of core exercises you can do. Let's do the first one. I don't know what it's called, but it creates abs.
Okay, let's see the
Kind of.
ab creation workout.
So I can do, well, there's plenty, so you can go for that.
Oh my, okay.
I don't know what it's called. It's called something, but it's
I'm
definitely
going to
builds
say
abs.
leg raises.
Leg raises.
These simple but effective exercises have come in handy with the stamina required for the song and dance numbers in the Semi-Suit stage production.
What does the rest of 2025 look like for Bobby?
The rest of 2025, there's a lot of TV shows coming up and films, 2 films coming up, drama, something coming up as well. So there's a lot of TV work coming up and a lot of new songs, a couple of collabs, and yeah, something that I'm not allowed to speak about, but something very interesting that everyone's going to see.
Oh, you are so good at keeping a secret. I'm trying to reel it out of you, but you're keeping it in. But anyway, I want to ask the question that is on everyone's mind. We want to see more music with you and Garlene together as a combo. Is there a collaboration in the near future?
Yeah, so I think it's about time that me and Caroline actually do something big together. We actually both wanted to kind of establish our own identities and names in the industry, but I think now, 20 years past, it's time. So we're definitely doing something together, a collab, and kind of a magic show.
Oh, and we are all so excited about that. You've now said it on national television, so you cannot take it back.
Semi-Suit de Musiek Bleisbal is on now at the AfriForum Theatre in Pretoria until Sunday, 29th June. Make sure you get your tickets while you still can.
Semi-Suit is one of my personal favorites, and I'm pretty sure that the musical will be magical.
Up next, we meet with innovators Michelle Albertine and Bex Pretorius, who've combined the exhilaration of rock climbing with the serenity of yoga to create an experience like no other.
Our pharmacies are on the front line of healthcare. This is Pharmacy of the Week.
I chose to be a pharmacist in my community because myself grew up in a small community in a rural area, and I saw what big role the pharmacists played in our small community back then, and was always somebody that I looked up to in the way that they served their community. We like the concept of Adcock OTC, pushing out the Brave initiative and getting involved into that, giving recognition to people in the industry where they work, and just giving a good platform for the public out there to understand things a bit better. And then to our patients, we are always grateful for being able to help you in whatever we do. It is not just in the pharmacy, it's around the pharmacy, in our community. The people in the pharmacy is part of the community in Komatipoort. So for us, it means a big deal when patients walk through the door, being able to help them.
Pharmacy of the Week, proudly brought to you by Adcock Ingram OTC, sponsors of Brave.
What do you get when you combine the adrenaline rush of rock climbing with the calming and healing nature of yoga? An experience you'll never forget. The Breathe In experience offers the best of both worlds for intentional and sustainable play. Let's have a look.
Michelle Albertine and Bex Pretorius have built a remarkable business together by combining the adventure of rock climbing with the self-discovery of yoga. We met Michelle where she teaches all comers safe, fun and successful climbing.
Welcome to the gym. Let's go. I have been rock climbing for 12 years. Climbing saved my life. I struggled immensely throughout my childhood and have really struggled with my mental health. And if it wasn't for the fact that climbing makes you want to get up in the morning, because you have to go outside, it allowed me the space to start interacting with myself in a way that wasn't so painful. I never believed in myself. I never believed that I could do things. And I needed proof like this. It seems quite silly. You know, like, oh, I got to the top of a route, but it was proof. It was proof that I could do a thing. It was proof that I could get to the top of something if I tried. And those tiny bits of proof eventually lead to this base where suddenly I can do things. I can. I've got all of these tiny little moments where I believed in myself. Maybe I can actually back myself. Maybe I do actually belong here. Maybe I can help other people.
Through her partnership with yoga teacher Bex Pretorius, Michelle realized how far she could take this venture.
I guess it was a way of exploring the outdoors and also connecting with people. And so I made some friends and I had a crush on a dude and he bought me some shoes and a harness and took me out climbing. And then I started teaching yoga at the climbing gym. And since then, it's been part of my weekly experience every day. I find the relationship between climbing and yoga really interesting. I think it's complementary and also symbiotic. So I like to describe it with the imagery of the yin-yang. And for me, it's been the experience of climbing giving me the yang, the fiery, the power, and yoga being more of the yin, the softer, the restorative. But that's been quite a journey because before I started climbing, I could get myself into quite a lot of the yoga positions without a lot of struggle because I was just pretty flexible since I was a kid. But what the climbing then brought into my yoga practice was the sense of strength and the sense of activation. Yes, at my end range of my flexibility was I actually able to move out of it. And it was the climbing that has pushed me to find my activations and really find the intricacies of my muscles.
Hiking areas from the Cape Peninsula to the Cederberg, they use nature to help people connect with self, others and the environment.
Our Cape Town experiences start with a briefing that happens at the bottom of our hike in. Our days are all-inclusive, so you're getting mountain guides, you're getting your pad rental, and you're getting delicious lunch and snacks. It's about a 30-minute hike up through some really, really beautiful fynbos. We stop past a stream where you can wet your hands and wet your face and just kind of start becoming involved with the ecology a little bit. We make our way up to the boulders where we settle in. We run some breath work.
Do a bit of yoga. Yeah, as a way just to land and arrive and have a moment of stillness before the day gets really busy and quite intense and everyone gets super psyched. Mish then gives us a safety briefing.
Yeah, we talk about how to put pads, how to climb, how to spot one another. We're trying to build conscious climbers.
Yeah.
So it's really important for us that there's a lot of teaching that happens and a lot of kind of skill exchange that happens. And then the pads go down.
And people start climbing.
And we climb. So we go from there to the next one, pull ourselves up slightly. There's another slopey crimp. If you are slapping things and they aren't edges, you're not holding onto the right one. So look for the holds that have the edges.
So what I'm doing now is brushing the hold. It's just to clean them up a little bit of like some of the sand or the dust that's kind of built up. Sometimes it can also get a bit built up with the chalk that we use, so we want to keep it clean. So sometimes we joke, we say, well, if you brush the hole, then you make it 10 times bigger. So it's like good practice.
Michelle's experience with an international team setting new hiking routes through the Himalayas gave her the courage to reinvent herself.
As I've, progressed and done my hard work on myself, getting to do yoga really gives you that sense of calmness within yourself. And then to be able to combine those two, so to be able to be in this beautiful environment, moving on the rocks, and then feeling calm within myself and focusing on my breathing and taking control of my internal space. Breathing has changed my whole life.
So what I like about climbing outdoors is that the environment is quite different compared to the gym, where all the holds are plastic, whereas out here, you get challenged a bit more and you're not restricted to colors and grades. So you can try something without feeling intimidated. Being introduced to climbing, it gave me that community I longed for so much, and it brought out the best in me. So I would say the potential it unlocked in myself, it's made me feel really powerful. I have climbed things that I thought would be extremely impossible. But the moment I tried something that I thought was impossible, I surprised myself by being able to do it. And that kind of unlocked something in myself, because I was like, if I can do this one climb, then I can do absolutely anything if I give it a go. And that's made me really confident, I would say.
The legacy that I hope Breathe In can leave is this integration, being the bridge between the indoor climbing spaces and the outdoor climbing spaces, and leave behind a want and a yearning to be outdoors mindfully, sustainably and joyfully, in a way that you can play and have fun, so that more and more generations can carry on doing that.
And consciousness.
Consciousness, yeah.
Yeah, I think Breathe In came out of a space of intention. I've been in the mountains for a long time, and I've seen a lot of the negative impacts that people living unconsciously can have. So first of all, getting more people outside, getting more people into the mountains and into the fresh air and just into their bodies, then creating a group of people that are outside in their bodies, having fun, enjoying themselves in a way that is going to be beneficial for nature, or at least is not going to be inherently harmful to nature. Whatever you do, go outside. There's so much healing that can happen. Just let yourself be in the environment.
Big ups to Michelle Albertine and Bex Pretorius for embracing life and nature to create meaning for those around them.
Experiences like these are what help us grow and develop. But sometimes advice from a father can be just as helpful. Fathers often play a key role in shaping our financial habits, offering valuable lessons about savings, investing, and building a secure future. Bab Tabete, you know you did that just for me.
In a time where many young South Africans face economic uncertainty, some of the best tools we carry are lessons we learn at an early age, often at home.
100% Palesa. And in today's segment, powered by APSA, we reflect on the financial wisdoms passed down to us from our dads and how those precious gems are helping us secure brighter futures. You know, Pale, you entered this industry in your late 20s, but we've had so many conversations about how you were a corporate girlie before then. So I'm assuming that there was a way you were earning money, and you must have been doing so from an early age. Where did this knowledge of money come from?
You know, my dad instilled it in us at a very young age. Growing up, my dad is what I like to call a serial entrepreneur. He was a taxi owner, he had a lot of businesses, and part of those businesses, where my mom also helped him, we had our own garage that had a franchise attached. So when it came to cashing up weekly, whether it is taking in the driver's cash up at the end of the day, counting it, making a record of it, that was our responsibility within the household. All those small chores gave us an allowance at the end of the day. And honey, I would never say no to money. A lot of people, when they think of saving, they think of lack, they think of deprivation, and I kind of want to turn that on its head. In fact, I want to say saving means freedom and not deprivation.
Oh my word, I absolutely love that. And I want to hop onto the train about speaking about my dad as well. By the time I got to the 3rd grade, he had decided we're no longer making lunch in the house, we're giving you pocket money that is going to last you the week. So my brother and I had to learn from that age how to make that money last us that week, how to keep some money aside to get Father's Day gifts, Mother's Day gifts later on. So he instilled the idea of saving at a very young age. But you're not depriving yourself, you're adding, because later on, I can say to my dad at the age of 10, I got you a Father's Day gift. It's not just about spending your money. You have to pause for a minute and ask yourselves those important questions. Do I need it? What is it going to help me with? How do you practice that in your life?
It's so tough because for myself, when I see those black high heels on the shelf, I feel like it's a need. Being in the industry that we're in, image is everything. But deep down, I don't need 75 pairs of black heels. And as much as black heels are a very simple example, you can take it deeper into your own life. If you are a budding entrepreneur or you are someone within the youth space that wants to make their money go further, is it a want or is it a need? And for me, I say doubt means don't. In a country where 62.4% of our youth are unemployed between the ages of 15 and 24, we can't be spending recklessly. You know, some even might say, Ayanda, which is a very challenging thought, if you can't afford it twice, you can't afford it at all. Learning about money is extremely important. Finding out what's happening in our economy, what's happening around the world, and how that impacts your own household. Growing up, my dad used to encourage us to read the Financial Times because every Sunday he was that old guy on the couch reading the newspaper, or of course had the news on in the background, forever feeding us not only world news, but financial news. And you know, at the end of the day, it's all about taking care of the cents and the rands will take care of themselves.
I mean, that truly aligns with ABSA's vision of having us think like entrepreneurs, to fish for financial literacy, because they give it to us on the app, which is fantastic, but you go to the app yourself and you want to be inquisitive about what you can learn more about your money. So thank you, ABSA, for always showing up.
The teenage money lessons that we learned aren't just about saving the coins, but they're about building confidence, discipline, and a future mindset.
And a huge thank you to ABSA for continuing to invest in financial literacy and entrepreneurial thinking in South Africa's youth. The earlier we start, the further we go. As we honor fathers, let's also celebrate the wisdom that they passed down, guiding us towards stronger financial foundations and a brighter future.
Fathers are just the best. Up next, we catch up with brand owner, social media star, and hair influencer, Lisa Madibe Missouri.
Life as a business owner can be rewarding and at the same time incredibly stressful. That's why it is so important to maintain a healthy, balanced lifestyle.
As the founder of Halo, a bespoke wig and extension company, Lisa Madibe Missouri also makes it a priority in her life to stay healthy and stress-free. So join us as we learn how she centers herself through healthy eating, yoga, and mindfulness. Yes, everybody.
Hello. How are you?
I am so
You
good.
look
How
so
are you?
good.
Please look at you.
Are you ready
I
to
am
get
so
active?
ready.
Let's go.
Lisa, thank you so much for having us. I'm so excited to meet you.
Me too.
I mean, I see you on the digital pages, but as of late, you're a cover girl.
I know. Yeah, so when I got the Privida call, it was an out-of-body experience. I never thought that I would grace a cover for my hair business, you know. The experience was incredible. I mean, their team was very professional, but they also allowed me to creative direct the actual shoot since we were covering Halo, and I wanted to basically showcase and celebrate what Halo is about and what I stand for. So yeah, it was a beautiful experience. We did 5 looks, 5 wigs, and it was a full day shoot of hard work, but everything came out perfect.
I'm obsessed, but I have to give a moment to the tie that was made out of hair.
I know. I was like, guys, this editorial needs to scream hair, you know? So when we chose that specific look, we thought, I'm in the business of hair. So a suit and a hair tie, you know, just tied the whole look together. So we were just like, yes.
Big covers deserve big celebrations, and that's exactly what you did to celebrate the cover with a star-studded event. Why was it important for you to host this event with people close to you, your peers, to celebrate this milestone?
So I'm usually someone that never celebrates whatever it is that's going on in my life. But this was very important for me because I never thought I'd be on a cover. But also the cover is not about me. It's about like the business that I built, and it's a year old. So not a lot of people can say that, you know, they're celebrated in that way. And I needed to celebrate it with the people that supported me from day one. And that's why it was so important for me to like reveal the cover, celebrate it, and celebrate my new baby.
I'm pretty sure your star is only beginning to rise right now. All right, girl, you said I must come through in my gym fit. I obliged. We are locked and loaded. I am terrified.
I know, but I've got my personal trainer, Naidoo, here, who's going to take us through the entire process. Let's go to the gym. Let's go. Hello. What's good?
Ready for that.
I know.
I have to own it, right?
Well, we can teach you.
Yes, very quickly.
It's very easy. 1, 2, 3, go, and a dab.
There we go.
Yeah, that's the one.
I have to ask, when and how did you guys start working together?
Yeah, so we've been working for half a year right now, and I won't lie, now she's become a beast now, eh? She's close to lifting very heavy weights now, man. I'm scared too now.
I love it. Now, Lisa, is this how you get your day started every single day?
100%. Like, gym for me is life. It's my therapy. I mean, I'm always busy. So I use gym as my me time, just to shut down the noise and like take all that stress out.
Amazing. Now, Naidoo, Lisa, I think I am ready to get a piece of your world. Where do we start?
Where do we start?
Start with the room mops.
Okay.
Circles.
Are you ready?
Starting each day with an intense workout is vital for Lisa and her creative process. A good session can release stress, center the mind, and relax the body, leaving her in the optimal state to create.
Girl, you're looking so beautiful.
Thank you.
We had to freshen up after that workout
We
session.
have to. And even if I work from home, I do show up for the office.
I love your space. What a lovely room you have.
Thank you so much.
Now we are here for Halo. Where does the magic happen?
I'm going to show you right now. Follow me. So this is the office.
Ooh.
Welcome to my humble abode.
Lisa with the good hair.
Exactly.
Please take us back to the genesis. What inspired you to start a hair business?
So Halo is a bespoke wig and extensions company. We sell custom-made wigs, as you can see. What inspired me to start was my passion for hair from a young age. I just had this love for hair. I mean, I couldn't maintain my natural hair, but I loved long hair. And as a little girl, I was very inquisitive. I would play with dolls, cut their hair, style them. So I always knew that I would be in the hair business. And a year later, although it was a 10-year dream, a year later, I was like, that's it, I am doing it. I am going to start selling wigs and extensions. But this also was born from me creating videos and tutorials on how to take care of your wigs and extensions. And my community was like, you always have good hair. Why don't you sell hair? We trust you. And that's when Halo was born.
Ultimately, it's a movement.
It is, it is.
Now, I believe you have 2 beautiful units that you want to showcase.
These are actually going right now. I need to pack them for the clients. But yeah, this is our popular Miss Bobbiana. She was sold out the first week we launched. So yeah, the girlies love her. And then we have Halo Effect there. The lady is going to a graduation, so we styled her perfectly and it was ready for her to receive it.
You styled this yourself as well?
I did style it myself. I mean, styling the wigs is like a love letter to my clients. So I curled it and I'm about to pack it so I can ship it to her. This net is to protect the wig and to ensure that it arrives safely and styled when it gets to the client. Just as a spoil, I will add these accessories. It's like a key ring with a comb and a hairdryer and a wig band. The final touch is just a thank you note with a hair care guide, just to seal the package. And that's it. Well done.
I truly, truly appreciate how you pay so much attention to detail.
Yeah.
This truly is a love letter to your clients,
Thank
quite
you.
literally.
Literally.
The fact that you walk the journey with them and even post receiving the product, it's like, here you go, this is how you take care of it.
It's an entire experience, you know, and it's an investment.
Life as a business owner and content creator can be intense, so Lisa recharges with well-planned, healthy meals.
We're getting a full 360 of Ulisa Madibe. We started off with the cheeky workout earlier on. We got a closer look into the Halo business.
Yes.
Right now, in the kitchen.
Yeah.
Rightfully so, because the girls be hungry. So what are we making today?
So we are making a chickpea salad. It's really high in protein, but all the good greens are in there, and I am grilling my salmon. So the chickpea is protein, which fills you up, and salmon is also high in protein, so you'll be good, I promise you. Okay, ready?
This looks phenomenal.
Let's dig in.
Thank you so much.
Of course.
Ding, ding, ding. Cheers, ladies. Now, this incredible woman was honored by GQ last year for being the best dressed woman in South Africa. After today, I can see why, and I'm pretty sure you can too. But beyond the bold fashion choices, beyond Halo, her consistency in creativity and pushing the boundaries of entrepreneurship would make any brand, both local and international, want to be on her team. Lisa, well done.
Thank you. Thank you, my love.
Oh my goodness, such an incredible woman.
Truly.
Thank you so much for your time and everything else that you do, Lisa with the good hair.
I know that's right. And thank you all so much for joining us tonight. We hope you all had a wonderful Father's Day. And we also urge you to try something new for International Yoga Day.
And please let us know what you enjoyed most about this week's show using the hashtag Afternoon Express and stand a chance of winning a 1,000 Rands gift voucher.
Catch the repeat on Sunday morning at 8:30 and see you again next week, Tuesday evening at 6 on S3. Mwah.
Another feel-good production.